Doom, 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 doom. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. Game time official, man. We got our guy Chris with us, man. Everybody been asking us. You should check the comments on yesterday's show, Chris. Everybody like, hey, you should bring Chris on every day, low key, man. So, hey, they loving you on the show, man. What's up with you, Chris? Everything cool with you, my brother?
I appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, man. Always a pleasure and an honor to be here, man. Always trying to cash. And that's what we trying. That's all we trying to do, Jay. We trying to have a little
Nah,
fun, man.
facts.
But more than anything, we try to find some cash, man. We have fun while we find cash and we win both times. You know what I mean? We win twice. So just have a little fun, Jay, and bring the people information, even if it's I know you talk about this all the time, even if it's not official plays, we just kind of give you guys the information that we like and
Mm-hmm.
based on the research that we did and how we cap the games, because it's not
Fact.
always gonna cash, but more times than not, we gonna find some cash there, and I'm ready to get to it today, bro. All business on the show, like always. Let's jump into it.
It's all business on the show, man. Yeah, we just saw that LeBron was ruled out for tomorrow as well, man. So I told you that. I tell people everywhere on the show, on the Twitter, on the member channel, everywhere, man. I'm like, shit, if you want the Grizzlies, hop on that shit, man, ASAP. But let's talk. We got 4 games today, man. I'm finna go. I can't lie, I'm finna go get something to eat, man. Chill. So shit, let's go. Let's talk these games out, man. But us 4 games, we finna go into them in depth and try to get some cash, man. First game up, we're going over to the streets of Philly. I'm not going to eat any Philly cheesesteaks right now, but some big dogs. But Sixers here, land 6 at the house versus the Heat here, Chris. And I'll be honest, like I'm looking at some shit before. I'm like, man, I got to get on. I got to start looking towards some props or something, Chris. And earlier on today's the early show, I mentioned Jimmy Butler over 21 and a half. We all listened to the comments and saying, hey, I'm tired of losing. We know they're on a 4 game losing streak right now, so they need to win. Then I look, hold on, this game on national TV as well, NBA TV. He has to come to play, and you got to back up that talk where you can't just come and talking like that, and then you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, damn, his double double is at Jimmy Butler double double is at +1,000, Chris. Like that's way too low. His assist and plus the rebounds 10.5 +110. That's way too low in my opinion. The points as well 21.5. Man, I don't even care if the Heat get it done. I just need Jimmy Butler to back up some of that talk. In my opinion, what you think is that double double a little worth to sprinkle here? Can you get it on the because he might get it on the assist or rebound? He might go for a triple double here.
AJ, one thing I can tell you is I can't talk you off. I can't talk you off at all, especially when we talking about a player like Jimmy Butler, right? He is the guy that's been, I would say, a little passive recently, Jay. And you kind of gotta, when you write a check like that, you gotta go back it up.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta cash it. Jimmy Butler is a guy that I think he's in the business of cashing checks like that. You talk about with this game, Jay. It's a lot of playoff revenge as well, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a sense of desperation which we starting to see from a lot of different teams, right? This Miami Heat team been struggling. I'm not backing them. I think me and you talked about that the other day against the Hornets. I can't back them, but would it surprise me if they came out and won this game outright? Maybe just a tad bit, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, right? Tyler
Facts.
Hero just got rolled in, which to me shows that they're going for they're coming out here trying to win the game, not just cover the spread. So I still, look, I would only be able to play the Sixers, Jay, just because they offer a loss as well. And the Heat don't do well in this spot. They're 2-10 straight up, 4-8 against the spread, Jay, as a road dog with a total of 225 or lower. Just one and
Mm-hmm.
eight straight up, 2-7 against the spread as a road dog in conference games with a total of less than 225 points as well. So what I'm saying is that when they're playing against Eastern Conference teams, but they're on the road and they're the dog and with a low total, they don't do well in that spot, Jay. So I think Philly should win the game. They could potentially cover the spread as well. I'm not looking to bet against Philly. This team plays well. They play hard. They probably feel like they just got robbed to the Celtics the other day. So if
Facts.
they come out and punch this team in the mouth, I think they absolutely could. But I do think that you kind of brought it up to me, Jay. That Jimmy Butler, I want to look a little more into it. But that Jimmy Butler points, rebounds plus assists,
What we
him being
doing?
the focal point of the offense today, Jay. I think everything runs through Jimmy Butler. I probably
No
play his
point
whole
guard.
PRA over it. They don't got
they don't
one.
need.
Yeah. No, Kyle Lowry's still out, right? And we know Tyler Hero just really out there to try to score the ball. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if they ran the offense completely through Jimmy Butler today. And if he was to go over all those different things you just said, Jay, the best look might actually be his points, rebounds, and assists. But I think the points are definitely in play. The rebounds plus assists, like you said, at 10.5 are definitely in play as well.
What's
I
his?
think he has a big game today, Jay.
What, Chris, if you don't mind, I'm gonna talk a little bit more. What you check that PRA for me if you don't mind, because I mean I just
Now I'm
think all
pulling
of
it
them.
up right
I
now.
think all of them coincide. If you
30,
don't,
31 and a half, Jay. Points, rebounds,
yeah,
and assists. Not even
I think
juice,
those
minus
all.
113.
I think them all coincide, man. I mean, because when you come and talk the talk, and if I already like his points, basically all of them coincide, man. Yeah, PRA. I gotta put a little something. I gotta put a little something on it, man. Feel like Stephen A. Sometimes. Look, hey, you know how you doing? I gotta put a little something on that. That sounds too low, man. Because I really feel like Jimmy Butler might go for a triple double tonight, man. Really, and the whole thing with these props are we just need him to show it, which I think he will. We don't care if they cover the spread or not. I mean, Philly could win by 10 points. It's a close game always. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, a good point as well. I'll be honest, man. I'm not laying the points in Philly here. I don't want to back the Heat, but some things that I think are too low, not right price in my opinion. Is Bam Adebayo plus 195. I know at DraftKings, you always shop around for the best because I know at points bet it was at plus 150 and it's plus 195 at DraftKings. See what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play it at plus 150, but double for Bam Adebayo. I think he's gonna get there with the points and the rebounds in this one, and also I think Jimmy Butler. I think his PRA is gonna cash. It's assists plus rebounds cash, points over, and double for Jimmy Butler, my guys. But obviously the double plus 1,000. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, you can go a little bit less on that. But what we doing, Chris? I mean, that'd be nice, man. That's gonna have me look at some props if I hit a fucking plus 1,000.
Yeah, Jay. The thing about props too is they cash and you don't gotta wait to the end of the game. None of that. You know, like he could mess around, get this in the third quarter, and then you chilling. You don't even care about the rest of the game. You start capping for tomorrow or something. So I like it, Jay. Also, just just information purposes, sharing it with the audience, man. I'm looking at his game log. Just last year, it looked like he played this team 3 times last year. 27, 5, and 6 one time. So that's over the points. That's over the points plus rebounds. The rebounds plus assists and over the whole PRA. He did have one game where he only had 21, 4, and 5, which is good for 30 points, rebounds, and assists. So we were just short. But he got a couple games on here, Jay, 38, 7, and 2. So he does well. We know that he played for this team as well. And
right.
I mean, really what it comes down to, Jay, all that, stats to the side is really about, can you get off the snide, or can you at least do everything that you possibly can in your power to help get your team off the snide? Another reason, Jay, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about it. Another reason why I like Jimmy Butler in this spot is because the Heat function best, Jay, when they can shoot the three. Right? When you got Gabe Vincent, when you got Tyler Hero, when you got Duncan Robinson coming off the bench, Max Strus, when you got those guys knocking down threes, that's when they play the best basketball. The problem with that philosophy for this game is that the Sixers are actually top 5 in 3-point defense. They're top 5 in 3-point attempts allowed for their opponent as well. They run teams off the 3-point line. So this should be a lot of ISO ball, right? You get PJ Tucker in foul trouble early, and you should be able to do what you want to as Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
taking beat out.
I'm trying to find it plus 1,000 right now, man. Shit, I'm trying to find that shit because I know I'm
gonna run it with you, Jay. I'm gonna run it with you, man. I think I'm gonna take the whole points, rebounds, and assists. I just think I see him impacting the game in a big way today, Jay. So the points, rebounds, and assists is typically what I like the most when I'm. But I couldn't talk you off any of that. The double. I think the points are absolutely in play at 21.5. So if I had 2 looks, Jay, I think like you said. You play both of those. You play his points over 21.5. You play the PRA over 31.5. And then you put a little sprinkle on the triple-double and a little J Money sprinkle, I think you always say, on the double-double as well.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now, man. So I know for a fact, and I'm really trying to find it just to make sure that that's what I saw. You see what I'm saying?
Jamrock said double-double plus 1,000 on DraftKings.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking at. I don't know why I can't find it again, but no, I'm sorry. That's just too nice right there. I got to put some on that. You see what I'm saying? So shoot, my guys. But yeah, that's what I like. Jimmy Butler props in that one, man. Every which way. That's how we're looking at that one, my guys. Let's get over here to the next game, Chris. Let's go over here to the streets of Charlotte here, where we got the Hornets laying 6.5 points versus the Pistons in this one. I also think LaMelo Ball triple-double might be live in this one. He can show off versus those Pistons. I think the top plays in this game, which should be Pistons full game team total under 114, maybe even 110.5 at plus 140. I could not talk you off. I don't see him getting past 110, to be honest with you. But also LaMelo Ball double. I know it's double at minus 195, but his triple-double is plus 530 or some shit like that. I think this could be a game where, because he got close to it versus the Timberwolves a few games ago. Chris, how you looking at this game, my brother?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Jay. LaMelo's really picked it up lately, man. I think having Gordon Hayward back has really helped this team as well. Me and you talked about it off air, Jay, and just trying to fade this team because they're supposed to be tanking, but they they've been winning since the All-Star break, man, doing the opposite. I don't know if they know how to tank, but they're healthy right now, Jay, for the most part. I know PJ Washington is out, but you get Kelly Oubre back, which I thought he was going to be a fade, in his second game back, but he played well the other day, Jay. He played really, really well against the Miami Heat the other day. Gordon Hayward's healthy. This dude's been absolutely balling. I know some people have been talking about his props. I couldn't talk anybody off those. And then you mentioned it, Jay, on the Pistons side, man, you only be able to look towards the team total under, especially with Bogdanovich not even being there. Duran is out. Stewart is out. Jaden Ivey is out. So, like you said, I don't know where the points going to come, Jay. I think the only way they do score that many points is if the Hornets give them a whole bunch of possessions. Alex Burke will have to absolutely go crazy. Hamidou Diallo will absolutely go crazy. And I took the under, Jay. Of course, the total, isn't what it is now. It's dropped some, but I still like it to go under. I played it this morning, gave it out as my best bet earlier, under 237.5. It opened at 238.5. Both of these teams have just been going under. The Hornets are 7-1 to the under as a home favorite, with the only over actually was a game in overtime. Hornets also playing on the third game in 4 nights, Jay, and we know typically, it's when your legs kind of catch up with you as well. So that could be a few less points as well. Both of these teams also in the middle of the pack defensively, Jay, 14th and 15th. So for those reasons, I took the under for the full game, and I couldn't talk you off of Mark Williams props. This dude, Clifford then put him in the lineup, Jay, playing 30 minutes, and he balling. He absolutely balling. Okay, plus 4,500.
Shit, boy, that's gonna have me. Hey, and with those, bro, you could lose. You could lose like 4 out of 10, but you see what I'm saying? If you hit with those, you can hit 3 out of 10 times,
make your money back times,
and you up heavy. I mean, when you playing shit north of plus 1,000. I just feel like those are worth putting. That's betting right there. And really, like the props might be the best thing looking, man, in these type of games. So, like I said, I couldn't talk you off. I think LaMelo Ball really, especially with him seeing Dame going off last night, I could definitely see him trying to go off for a little triple double in this one. The plus 500, north of plus 500 for LaMelo, he definitely can get it if he wants to. Versus, I think that's the whole thing here, Chris. So, what I'm looking at in this one is a Pistons team total under 110.5, man, alternate at plus 140. I think that's I put a little sprinkle on there. You see what I'm saying? And then I didn't bet LaMelo Ball to get the triple double, but I don't know. I might north to plus 500. I think it's a good spot for them if they're going to win the game as well. And hold on, let me see what else. I think it was LaMelo Ball. And if put like this, if you want the Hornets to win rather than lay the points, I take LaMelo Ball double and then the Hornets to win. What you think about that? Because I think they said either plus 110 or minus 110. I feel like that's better than laying the points with, because I feel like LaMelo Ball double is for damn sure, Chris. Just what you think about that real quick? Like, if you like the Hornets to win this game, they won 4 straight. The Pistons, all these guys out, we expect the Hornets to win, right? LaMelo Ball double plus the minus 110. That sound like it's it right there.
Yeah, no, I couldn't talk you over that at all, Jay. Couldn't talk you over that at all, my guy.
Let's do it, man. So, hey, the under couldn't talk. I like that under spot as well, Chris. That's the BetUS show. My play on that one was the under, man. Right with my guy, a punch school and that one, but even more like that Pistons team total under as well, man. So them cashing right there, Chris. We finna get some cash, man. Let's go over here to the streets of New York here, man. We got the Knicks getting 2.5 points at the house versus Celtics, man. I know it's a tough game because look, Chris, both these teams been red hot lately. To be honest with you, bro, both of them been steam highs. You could really argue that it's not real smart to go against neither one of them, these teams, but they are playing together, so somebody's got to win. Who you think get it done in this one?
AJ, like you said, bro, it's too hard for me to tell. If I can't find a big enough edge, Jay, I typically just stay on the side, man. I don't want to fade the Knicks right now. They balling. This team is, you talked about it earlier, Jay, 8-2 straight up, 7-2-1 against the spread last 10, 5 straight wins and 4 straight covers and a push. So this team's been red hot. They even came back home off a spot that I thought might have been a look-ahead spot. I bet against them against the Pelicans, and they took my money easily the other day. So, they've been fired up, turned up to play in front of their team. You mentioned, I know you've been talking about Josh Hart and that acquisition. Thibodeau threw him right in. He fit right at home, Jay. Out there playing defense, getting rebounds, making wide open jump shots. Julius Randle playing out of his head. Mitchell Robinson gets inserted right back into the starting lineup and don't miss a beat. And then you got Jalen Brunson at the head of the snake. And also, just a real quick, I don't know if people pay attention to this, but RJ Barrett turns up, Jay, when he plays against Tatum. I think it's the Duke thing, right? Like, if you go look at RJ Barrett game, I'm not playing him, But if you go look at his game log when he played against the Celtics, he turned up almost like to say like I'm the better Duke player in this game, right? So just in conjunction, I don't want to bet against the Knicks right now, especially with them being at home. Opposite of that though, Jay, I can't bet against the Celtics, man. This team is 8-2 straight up, and against the spread in their last 10. And we talked about this on Saturday when I did the show, Jay. The Celtics when they're having to win a game by 3 points or less. So any of these close spreads, this team is 11-4 straight up, 11-4 against the spread in games where they're 3-point favorites or less. 8-3 straight up, 9-2 in conference games in that spot as well. So I don't want to bet against them either, Jay. I think if you're smart, you just kind of stay away, and that's what I want to do in this one. It's a good game to watch. I know we always talk, Jay, off air about if one of these teams go up by 10 or 15 points, kind of live betting it, for that team to, potentially cover the spread. Because I do feel like it's going to be a, kind of a one possession type game, no matter who jumps out early. So I would stay off this one, Jay. I want
to live bet this one, man. I do think the Knicks gonna win this game. I think the Celtics might come out with something, but I still feel like either Knicks first half or Knicks full game, one of those gonna get it done for sure. They already showed that they can beat the Celtics. Though remember what the Knicks kind of been doing, man. They kind of really been playing up to their competition lately, man. So you do have a revenge spot for the Celtics, but guess what? They had Jaylen Brown in that one and Tatum, and guess what? The Knicks that was before the Josh Hart. Remember, they somewhat of a new team now with Hart out there. I believe Mitchell Robinson was out there, but it didn't matter. I feel like the Brown was still in there, and that's my main point. Brown was still in that game, and the Celtics were at the house, and they were laying like 8 points as well, man. So it's a tough one for me. I do lean towards the Knicks in this one. The way they've been playing, Chris, I feel like they kind of turned the corner right now. And like when the Knicks streak, they really do streak. It was a bad spot for them coming back from remember they played the Wizards. They came back from down 19. Then they go home, play the Pelicans. It didn't matter. They come out there, smacked them from
it was over in the first quarter.
So,
yeah,
it was over. So the Knicks kind of showing me something right now, bro.
Yeah. Two more things, Jay. Two more things real quick. Just two stats I want to give out. So the Celtics in revenge spots this year, Jay, 0-9 against the spread. For some reason they don't cover against the spread. But to conflict that, Jay, which is why I'm on the Knicks, without Jaylen Brown, 10 times this season, Jay. 8-2 against the spread, 8-2 straight up, 8-1-1 against the spread without Jaylen Brown, including 4-2 straight up, 4-1-1 against the spread in road games as well, Jay. So the Celtics play well when they only have to win the game by a bucket. I'm not sure why. We see Tatum hit the 3-pointer against Philly, so I'm just staying off of it altogether. It wouldn't surprise me when it don't surprise me, Jay. If either team wins, that's when I stay off.
I'm right there with you. Man. But I do feel like it's tough. And I'll be honest, I hadn't bet the Knicks yet, man. But I do think at some point, man, I got to put a little something on them. I'm still just trying to figure out it's either going to be first half or full game because they have been. Sometimes they can really lock up in it. Like they could be up by 10 and fuck around losing. Celtics really like, all right, come on, I want to win this game. In that case, I trust the Celtics. But that's another reason why this could just be a live bet game. Wait to see if either team gets up 10. Because if the Celtics get up 10, then obviously I'll get a lot better number with the Knicks. If the Knicks get up 10, I don't really trust them to keep that lead, to be perfectly honest with you. So I might just stay off and not even bet it pregame and watch the game. By the time third quarter, I'll know who I want to take. See what I'm saying? But any team gets a 10-point lead in this one, I will take their 10. That's really how you got to bet the NBA these days. But last thing I want to say, Celtics last couple games on the road. This is third straight road game here. They almost lost versus the Pacers. Got a big lead. That game should have never went to overtime versus the Pacers. What are we doing here? It did. They end up barely winning. Then the next game as well. Back and forth versus Sixers. Up, then down. I'm like, damn, what's going on? And then now Tatum hitting the game, basically a game-winning shot. So somewhat, they kind of teetering on the laws. The way the Knicks been playing, they could come out there and smack these guys, man. So if I'm betting pregame, I want to take Knicks in the full game plus a 2.5. To be honest with you, with a little sprinkle on the money line, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they came out with some in the first half, guys. One more game here, man. Let's go over here to the streets of the North here. Me and my guy Chris texting about this one, man. We see the interviews. You see what I'm saying? That's how you get the inside info. Shout out to Chris because he listened to me when I'm telling people this a few years ago. Chris like, all right, look, I'm listening. Then ever since he been on them interviews heavy, man. So shout out to him because everybody don't really care about the little ins and outs. They just like what's the plays. But Chris for the long term trying to cash. I respect it. Pelicans here. They say they want to come out with something early and often. Chris, we leaning first quarter, first full game? Break it down for the people.
I mean, absolutely, Jay. You talked about it, bro. Like I talked about just backing this team, right? Pelicans. I thought they were in a pretty good spot in that last game against the Knicks at the Garden. Jay, this is the interesting spot. So I was reading something earlier with one of the Pelicans beat writers. This is the only game, Jay, that the Pelicans gonna have at home in a 25-day span of time, right?
Damn.
25 days, because you got to factor in they were on the road before the All-Star break. Then the All-Star break came. Now you get one game at home, then you got to go back out on the road again for another trip. It's got to be a desperation spot, Jay, because you not just what CJ McCollum said, and I'll get into that in a second, but because you sliding in the Western Conference, Jay, since the All-Star break, right? The Pelicans were not just, they were a 1 seed, right? And we know they're not the same team without Zion Williamson, but this team was number 1. They have the potential to be in a play-in game, Jay. And maybe even miss the playoffs. They could potentially still miss the playoffs. So with that kind of happening, you look at what's kind of transpired since the All-Star game. The Lakers 3-0, right? The Thunder falling 0-3, right?
They done. Yeah.
Right. The Thunder, but also Jay, the Pelicans, right? They're also sliding in that spot as well, right?
They done. It
has to be a desperation spot in front of your home fans today, Jay. I think they play with a sense of urgency. CJ McCollum said we will start the game better. Same thing with Coach Willie Green. I know you watched the interviews as well, Jay. And I think, just kind of looking at it, the reason why I like the Pelicans early, I looked at February stats specifically, Jay. The Magic have kind of tailed off for being able to score the ball. We know that the Pelicans, if they play defense, is typically at home, right? They're under team at home, they're over team on the road. In the month of February, the Magic have the 4th worst offensive rating. And like I said, the Pelicans typically play defense. I think they get them in this spot, Jay. One more thing I want to add. In 5 games, Jay, that the Pelicans have been home favorites after coming off a road loss, they win in the first quarter by an average of 5 points, 32-27. So I like the first quarter. You can take the money line, you take the minus one, but you got to start with it. You got to start with it, Jay. So that's my top bet for this game. I played Wendell Carter Jr. I played his points plus rebounds at 24.5. He typically has really good games against the Pelicans. They also just can't stop centers. And Valanciunas is not the greatest, most lateral moving center. I think Wendell Carter Jr. bounces back after having a poor game, getting in foul trouble the last game, Jay. And the Pelicans been giving it up to centers, Jay. You look at them in February, AD hit them for 43 points plus rebounds. Evan Mobley had 35 points plus rebounds. Julius Randle, 39 points plus rebounds. Jakob Poeltl, 31 points plus rebounds. So I like Wendell Carter Jr. to get 25 for me today, Jay. So I'm on Wendell Carter Jr. over his 24.5 points plus rebounds, but I'm taking the Pelicans first quarter. I don't know what happened after that, Jay, but I do think that they start with that sense of urgency.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. We talked about it. I'll ride with you. I like him early and often. I'll be honest, this is a game where the Pelicans should come out with something and not give up the lead. Like, I don't see it, because this is the whole thing with the Magic, bro. It's like at some point they kind of they could have possibly they're still not out of the play-in tournament. I just got a strange feeling, especially like the last game. Like, if they wanted to make the play-in tournament, games like that versus the Pacers are absolute must-win games, especially at the house. So those are just the type of games with these teams that are kind of teetering on making a play-in, to where they kind of like, we kind of really just might as well hold to the bottom, stay to the bottom, like they talking about like I say about the Thunder. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those where the Thunder look like they kind of want to make it, but now it doesn't seem like so. You see what I'm saying? So I think the Magic might actually go for a slide. This actually is another team that really exceeded expectations for a while. At some point, they're gonna come back down to earth, and I feel like this is a come back down to earth game here. Pelicans in need of a win here. I think it is a first quarter and full game spot, Chris. I can't lie to you, my brother. So
yeah, AJ, what we doing when we start signing Michael Carter Williams back into the league?
What
like
are we doing here?
They just picked my man up.
You just trying to give him a chance? You just trying to be nice here? That's tipping your cap, like you said on your show when they like the Rockets get Willie Cauley-Stein. If we see Michael Carter Williams in this game, you better live bet the Pelicans, and I mean that shit. As soon as you see, I'm talking about see him at the scores. Chris, he at the scores table, and they talking about you better be on it, man.
Just own it.
Live bet
on it.
But Hey, yeah, watch the game, live bet, man. That's some of the best. That's time of the best. That's some of the best ways to get some cash, man. But let's get out of here. We just had 4 games, man. Shout out to my guy Troy in the chat. But let's get to some picks here. It's really a lot of looks on tonight's card here, Chris. 4 games. What you looking at in these games, my brother?
Yeah, Jay. So official play. I talked about it in the Charlotte game. I did take the under 237. I still like it to go under. Jay, you talked about the team total under for the Detroit Pistons side as well, but I did go official on the under earlier today. I played it twice because I played it last night and then I also played it again this morning when I gave it out 237.5, 236.5. But I like it to go under even more now. Also, I talked about Wendell Carter Jr. going over his 24.5 points plus rebounds. Really like that look. Jay, I'm riding with you on Ingram, man. I think I'm gonna play the points, rebounds, and assists just to go over. You write a check like that, you know what I mean? It's some players that can cash it. It's some players
Jimmy
that can't.
Butler,
yeah, Jimmy
right?
Butler. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
I was gonna say that I like Ingram, but I ain't bet that.
No, not Ingram. I ain't bet Ingram either. I think Ingram has a big game today, but I ain't bet Ingram. But Jimmy Butler, Jay, I'm sorry, over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I just think he has a big impact on the game today. So those would be my top 4 looks, Jay. I only had 3 plays, but you talked me into Jimmy Butler, man. So Pelicans first quarter, you can get them it's pretty much a pick, minus 0.5. You just need them to have a 1-point lead at the end of the first quarter on most books right now. So Pelicans first quarter, Wendell Carter Jr. over 24.5 points plus rebounds. And then the under in the Charlotte game versus Detroit. And then Jimmy Butler. I'm going to take the PRA, over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah, and I really like that a little bit better than the points. So I already said I like Jimmy Butler earlier today over the 21.5 points. But now, I mean, you talked me into that, Chris, because I looked at the assist and rebounds at 10.5 at plus 110. I'm like, that's way too low because I feel like Jimmy really is live for a triple double tonight. He has to show out tonight, even if they want to have a chance to even stand within 10 points. So all of these coincide, in my opinion, over the points and rebounds, over the PRA. That's all basically the same number there. So it's them either going 3-0 or they going 0-3. I'm telling you that right now, guys. But also I do think it's worth playing that double Jimmy Butler at plus 1,000, even if you know what I'm saying, like 0.1 unit or something. Plus 1,000, 0.1 unit, you make a whole unit off that, man. Triple, I think he's live to go. I mean, for the triple double, but double for sure. I'll take that with Jimmy and that one. And Bam Adebayo as well, and that one. Double plus 195. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, guys? At FanDuel, Bam Adebayo plus 195 to double in that one. Hornets versus Pistons, man. I do like the Pistons team total under 114. I like it all the way down to under 110.5 at plus 140 in that one, man. And I would slight lean to LaMelo Ball triple double, but definitely if I'm playing the Hornets, I would play LaMelo Ball double plus the win. It's at minus 110. That's what I think, Cash. And that one. Then the Knicks, man. I'm a live bet there. I think the Celtics could come out with some. Don't forget, that Burks is at 16.5, Chris. But the usage will be there for Alec Burks. Now, even though I think they're going on their team total, I think it's him and not many guys, man. Because I like who is Hayes. I like Killian. Diallo. That's what it is. Yeah, Diallo and Burks. Those are the main 2 scorers, in my opinion, for the Pistons, and maybe Wiseman. Other than that, I like Hayes under his shit, under 13.5. He under 10.5 on him, but sorry. But lean Knicks plus 2.5. I think they find a way to get it done, man. I'd lean first half and full game, but definitely gonna live bet that one. And I'm gonna ride with you, Chris, on Pelicans first quarter, and I also think they get it done full game minus the 4. I think this is a Pelicans type of spot. They head back out on the road for 3 games after this as well. Must win spot. Get it. I like it, man. But that's it, man. That's it for the show, Chris. Anything else that you want to promote? Tell the people about your show, your YouTube show, shirts, hats, all that good stuff, my brother. Anything else you want to promote? Tell the people where to find you on Twitter.
Man, Jay, I've been so locked in, bro. I ain't even been promoting hats, shirts, nothing. But I got them.
I'm right there with you, bro.
I'm trying to cash. You know what I mean? Like I got. If you guys want shirts and you want to support it, shoot me a DM. I get you guys a shirt. I got all sizes, all colors with the logo on it. I don't even got one on right now. I got hats as well. I got trucker caps as well if you guys want those. But man, we just trying to cash, man. We just trying to cash. I'm just trying to cash, and people can follow my work on Twitter at Crispy Cap and 2 P's 2 N's. As you guys can see it right here at the bottom. Doing a show, man. I know Jay, you do your evening shows. I do a morning show. Trying to get ahead of the lines. Hopefully, we got ahead of one earlier today with that Charlotte game. So I'm doing a show 7 a.m. every single morning. Monday through Friday, doing a show, Cashed It with Chris in the morning. And then 5:15, 5:30, I'm doing a live Twitter show every single day where the community kind of comes together. I give out my looks, people give out their looks, and we all trying to cash together, man. Just like you do on your platform as well, Jay. Always my honor and pleasure to chop it up and talk hoops with you, bro. Hopefully we go about 8-0 one time for the one time tonight. I know you got some plays and I got some too. Let's go,
keep this
Jay.
shit going, man. Yeah, it wasn't nothing that I went super heavy with tonight, but that's I mean, we talk about what we think is gonna win every single day, guys, and so that's what it's about. Hey, you pick and choose what you like. If you got a stronger feel on something else and you don't like it, you don't have to bet it. Go with your good. See what I'm saying? So because you are betting with your money, we betting with ours, but we all trying to cash. It's us against the bookies. We're trying to smack them up, man. Let's cash one time for the one time. Back tomorrow, man. Let's go, man. We out. We will win. Let's go.